There's something that women want from men. So, did anything kind of pop up? Any thoughts while I was just saying that?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
It's about you teach a different kind of language, and
Okay.
as we all know, men and women, and we speak different languages.
Well, as we know, most men have no clue about that.
Oh, we know. So
Clients of mine, I think, is what he meant. The people I've worked
yes,
with. All right.
yes, people that I've known, the people that Mike and I have been working with, and most men and women think differently. And what Mike did here is teaches a right brain kind of language to actually understand how women think. So we don't need to put up too much. We don't need to pretend to be someone that we're not.
Okay.
All we need to do is be ourselves and express this in the right way.
Right. Yeah, I think, I'm going to say it in a more relaxed kind of way. All right, I'm going to bring up what you said earlier about be yourself.
Yes.
All right. Even the movie Hitch at the very end, or somewhere in the end, I think it was in the end, or somewhere in it says be yourself, and he said that's a very fluid concept right now in the beginning. And he kind of wraps it up, and the girl goes, well, then what did you teach him? And Hitch goes, I don't really know. Well, he taught the guy how to be himself, probably not a very good way. So let's start out with that concept. What does that mean to be yourself? Do you even understand it yet? Or did I teach it to you a little bit?
I think I've scratched the surface of understanding how to be myself, but I'm not sure I'm fully there yet.
No, you're not, but you what do you think it is? That's all I'm trying to say. What do you what and I'll explain it afterwards, so don't worry about it.
The way I understand it is not to put on masks. So the way I see it, every day I wake up, I get up from the bed, I put on my mask. It's not physical. It's kind of like a mental shield that guides me or guards me from outside world. So by what I understand of being myself is I don't need to put on that mask.
Right.
I'm fully me. I'm experiencing the world with my pure heart. That's what I understand of being myself.
All right, that was a very vague and abstract way of explaining it. In other words, probably not very clear. Sounds nice and it's wonderful, and it is right in a sense. So what does it mean to be yourself? You have the I and you have the am. I am. This is yourself. Another way of saying it is when you open up to your right brain, because the left brain is the logical, linear business brain, okay? It's the external brain. Yourself is not out there. Yourself is inside here. And remember I've introduced you to internal awareness?
Yes.
Dropping down inside?
Yes.
Now, he's not quite there now, but do you remember that night when I came over and did that workshop for you guys?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember what happened?
Yes.
I'm going to do a separate video on that, but do you want to kind of give an idea? Do you remember basically what it was like?
To put it in words right now is just a harmonious feeling. I feel like I'm aware of everything that's going around me. I'm aware of what changes that I've been through, and everything around me looks brighter.
Yes. Here's what's happening. The left brain is the black and white brain. It sees things in black and white, and if you're lucky, it's kind of gray. The right brain is the five senses: see, hear, feel, smell, and taste, and it's all the variances. There's not just pink. There's pink, fuchsia, Pepto-Bismol pink. There's a whole, you've got purple, you've got violet, you've got all these different shades of purple, let's say that, and green, teal green, violet green, electric green. And so instead of just seeing like either or, black and white, you see the full spectrum. Is that what it was like?
Yes, I feel like I can see everything. I don't leave out any details. I'm observing everything.
Right. Did you feel like you had to force yourself to do it, or was it just like you just opened up?
I feel like I just opened up. I don't need to pay any attention to what I'm doing. I don't need to put any frames into my mind. I'm just enjoying the moment.
Because it's blowing the frames. It's like dropping the frames. There are
Yes.
no frames.
Exactly.
There's no box.
Exactly.
The left brain, by the way, is the box mentality. It literally is in the box. It's about mathematical computations, this and this and that, and there's different ways you can do it. And a lot of guys think, well, that's being creative, but that's not creative. At least it's not right brain creativity. So when I'm saying creativity, I don't mean logical creativity. I mean right brain creativity. So let me ask you this question. Did you feel like it was the most natural you've probably ever been since you could probably ever remember?
That's exactly what it is, actually.
Hmm?
I feel natural. I
No.
feel like
Go ahead.
it might come out wrong, but I feel like I'm naked in the nature,
All right.
just experiencing the world as me, nothing else.
Let me ask you this question. When you were talking to all of us at night, were you thinking before you spoke, or were the words just coming out?
The word just coming out. I wasn't thinking about any strategy, especially in terms of marketing.
Or the right thing to say?
Yes, I wasn't thinking about that.
All right. Okay, this is my point. That night now he's not there right now, by the way. He's kind of going in and out a little bit when he thinks about it. And that's kind of a NLP conscious. It's just I'm not going to go. That's a side note. Okay. A lot of guys will say, Mike, how do you just talk to women so naturally? I've trained myself to open up to my right brain. This is the natural brain. This is the brain. This is the female brain. It doesn't mean you're female. It's just a different processor. And here's the cool thing. For the female, her mating system is connected to her right brain. So how many times have you heard a girl in a movie, in a song, in person, a girl saying it to your buddy, just be yourself, right?
Countless times.
And that's when the movie Hitch says, it's a fluid concept. When the guys, say, I just got to be myself. It's like, well, that's kind of a fluid concept right now. Well, the movie never teaches you how to be yourself. It never even hints around about how to be yourself. That's what my course is going to teach you. There's a way to help you let go of the programs. Let go of, this is the social conditioning. I'm a Robotron. I fit in the box. I'm supposed to be this way because our society here says this and says that. I'm a robot. The idea is to get you out of thinking, to get you to speak from your heart, to get you to speak from your emotions, to get you to speak from yourself. That's what I do. If you're having to think before you speak, you're not speaking from yourself. Sure, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with thinking before you speak. But if you want to be yourself and you want to communicate from your heart, from your soul, which is what women say, I'm looking for a guy who can just be himself. What do most guys do?
Most guys think about,
what's the right thing to say?
Yes, exactly. What I'm going to do today. So I walk up to a girl or maybe even your girlfriend and
what should I say?
Do? Exactly. What should I say? What should I do? You make up this plan in your head and then you have a lot of fear. It's like, is it going to work? Is it not going to work?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's going to happen if it doesn't work? So that's a common situation. But a lot of people don't know this. It's like when you're contemplating about your plan,
you're thinking
and your face look ridiculous.
Right, and here's why. Okay, let's wrap it up with this. The left brain is the linear brain. It's very narrow, it's very tight, and it gives you this look, and that's what you're talking about. It's kind of that tight, robotronic, mechanical, this perfect look on your face, right? And that's what Dante's talking about. And if you don't think girls can see that, you're a freaking fool. I don't mean to say that. If you don't think girls can see that, what you're really saying is you're the one who can't see it, okay? So when you're in your linear brain, it makes you angular. Study any body language, study NLP. They teach that in NLP. When you're in your right brain, you relax. So everything becomes more rounded, more soft. Your breathing becomes deeper and more relaxed. So when you're relaxed and you're breathing deeper, it allows her to relax. It allows her to breathe deep. So when you're trying to impress her and you're thinking what's the right thing to say, you're going into that very linear, tight kind of your tone, and your tonality begins to become very linear and very what's called tonal. Okay, and you stop and you kind of talk like that. What does that do? Well, remember her mating system's connected to her right brain, the natural brain. So now when you're in your left brain, in order for her brain to understand you, she has to shift over to her left brain, which disconnects her from her mating system, her emotions, her sensuality, and it makes her tight. It literally makes her uptight. This is why when you go on a date and you think, well, I'm going to spend a lot of money, and that's what's going to get her to be in a relationship or have sex with me, and she goes, oh, I've got a headache, and you know what? She's not kidding. What did I say to you earlier when you first came over here? Not only this time, but last time. God, I'm getting all tight in my head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you did say.
And did I get kind of bitchy? Did I get kind of irritated?
A little bit.
Could you tell I was getting a little fucking on edge?
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what women do too. So when they say, you know, I'm going to go home after you went on a 3 or 4 hour date trying to impress her with, I'm a football player, I've got a Porsche, I've spent all this money, here, let me buy a $100 bottle of, I don't know, champagne or wine or $200 bottle. She ends up going, oh, I've got a headache, I've got to go home. Well, now you know why. That's the end of this video. We're going to do another one.